Good evening. I can see 12 people in the class, including myself. Hi, Amit. I can also see Arogya Raj Benjamin, Banvi Garg, Gaurish Sawant, Karthik, Monali, Pallavi, Shalini, Tejaswini, and Vidushi. There's one person whose name is not visible, so please go and put it in the settings. Give it a minute. So last week was pretty fun and interesting, right? MailChimp and then strategy where I showed you a bunch of emails by some of the top companies and what they're doing right. I hope everyone's well on their way to completing their assignment. How are things going there with the assignment? Can all of you hear me clearly? Hi, can all of you hear me clearly? Okay, thank you. Okay, that's fine, Amit. Yeah, that's perfectly fine as long as you're able to hear me and see the screen. Do go through the video later. How about the others? Okay, great. Let's get started. This is the second last session. I really hope you're finding value so far, and it's been fun. Because if it's fun for you, then you will also retain it and remember it as time goes on, even after the webinars are over. Today, we are going to address something that's very, very important to email marketing, and that's database. This is our agenda. We're going to talk about all aspects of database as it pertains to email marketing. Now that all of you know how to ensure your email gets through, catches your reader's attention, achieves a certain business goal, let's bring in the final piece, which is the database. Database we know is more than just a list of email addresses. So we'll talk about what a database is and how it can become your roadmap for your entire email marketing strategy. But first, a quick blast from the past. What is email marketing not? Email marketing is not bulk mailing, it's not mass mailers, it's not cold calling, it's not spamming. Everybody with me so far, right? No doubts. We have distinctly proved why this is not email marketing. And last week, we've seen a lot of really great examples of marketers who've been doing things that we may not even have realized were email marketing, but very successfully furthering their business objectives using this platform called email. So, email marketing, now this is a definition I gave you in the orientation. Let's read it again and see if it makes a whole lot more sense. Email marketing is the use of email communication to establish a conversation, build loyalty, and nurture engaged readers into prospects. This makes a lot more sense now, right? Much richer now that we've seen a lot of examples and we know how to make that happen, how to create these really fancy emails, cool emails, and how to track this. Lead nurturing, I told you last time, is about developing relationships at every step by listening to what customers want and giving them what they need. So by now, we are all adequately sensitized to the fact that it's not about what the brand wants to say, it's entirely about who we want to approach and what they are interested in, which is where database comes in, because database can help us with the first part of that objective, which is who do we want to reach out to and what is going to be relevant to them. I'm going to take you through this. Okay, this was supposed to animate, but let's take this one by one. This is the entire conversation that happens between a brand and the customer. So it starts off with the customers not knowing that the brand exists, being completely new to the offering. And at that stage, the brand needs to reach out to them and generate some kind of demand. And at that stage, these are the digital platforms that work really well: industrial directories, PR, display ads, social media, because all of these are great ways to capture a lot of attention in one go, a burst of attention, even when you don't know too much. It's a great way to capture eyeballs on numbers. At this juncture, the brand doesn't know that much about the customers either. If the brand succeeds in doing that, then this base is going to move from being completely unaware to saying, I need to do a little more research on that. And what do we all do? What do most internet powered customers do? What do most internet powered people do when they want some information? They Google it, which is why SEO shows up here. This means that the brand has to make sure that the answers are there. But okay, can all of you hear me clearly? Pallavi says she can't hear me. Can the others hear me? Okay. I don't know what's happening. Is breaking in between. Okay, GoToMeeting shows me that it's completely clear. Okay, I'm going to speak slower. I can't do anything. This is a high Mbps connection. I think it's just, I'm in Bombay, very congested area. So sorry about that, but I'm going to speak slowly. Is that fine? Yeah, okay, thank you. So I was talking about, by this stage, the customers are looking for some information because now they've been given a little peep into the fact that this brand exists. They are going to search. Some people, interested people, will look for more information, which is where SEO comes in, because the brand needs to step up with the information they are looking for and make sure its properties, digital properties, are search engine searchable. Pay per click as opposed to display advertising. Display advertising is the banner ads that are there only to be seen. Pay per click are the more engaged ads where if you click on it, it'll take you to a landing page like the website. So, not everyone is going to click on the ad, but the people who click through are definitely potential customers who are interested. Keep permission marketing in mind. Social media is a great way to continue engaging with people, because with social media, when someone posts a complaint or requests something or asks a question, you can track it back to them and start one-on-one conversations with them. And industrial directories also continue to provide a connect with the people who are interested. If this happens, which means you have managed to bring the interested base onto your properties, what can you do? You can have sign up forms, you can interest them in subscribing further. And since their questions have been answered, they are going to move into seriously considering you and comparing you with what they already use and your competitors. Since you have more information about them at this stage, because SEO is part of it, you know, you can track Google Analytics, you can see what kind of search terms led them there. If there are queries that led them there, then you know you have some kind of understanding about them. If you got their opt in because they walked into your store or your showroom, then again you can capture details about them and you have their opt in, which means that you can now bring in email marketing. Lead nurturing continues to be of essence, as is display advertising and content marketing. Email marketing can be considered to go hand in hand with content marketing, because content marketing also is about understanding your end audience and giving them things that are relevant to them and embedding business messages in those, just like email marketing. Once the customer has passed the consideration stage, what is left? All that's left is for them to say, yes, I will buy. That's the procurement stage. We've looked at a lot of notification or transaction emails last week, which is what these are. So, email marketing continues to help the management process, the business process at this stage, in addition to all these other platforms. What happens beyond that? Marketers are more than just about one transaction, right? You want to continue a relationship with the customer. And this relationship you will want to continue even if they decide not to buy from you, they decide to buy your competitors, because it takes a lot of effort, not to mention time and money, to take customers from not knowing you at all to being at the stage where they've decided on you. So, what you need to do is retain that relationship, because even if they did not transact with you today, in the future, at some point of time, they will transact with you because they have grown to trust you and build a relationship with you. Everybody clear on that? Which is why email marketing is coming in here as well. You can see it also maps into the three kinds of emails that we've talked about last week. So, this would be the acquisition emails, these would be the response emails, and these would be the retention emails, which are there to keep customers interested and going ahead. Okay, I can't do anything about this. What would you like to do? Would you like to reschedule the webinar? If you're all able to hear me, can I request that you go ahead with this? I did promise that this will not be like Dolby Digital, like being in a multiplex. Would the class prefer to do that, or do you want me to reschedule the webinar? Because I cannot do anything about it. I'm speaking slower, plus, this is there in your notes. Okay, let me try that with you since it seems to be at my end. I'm going to disconnect and reconnect. Let me finish the slide and then I will disconnect and reconnect. Is that okay? Okay. So I was saying these are the three kinds of emails that map on to the three kind of emails that we talked about last week: acquisition emails, response emails, and retention emails. A few things I want to point out. You'll notice email marketing does not come in here. Why is that? Because if I bombarded people who do not know of my existence with email marketing, what would that be? That would be bulk mailing, right? Yes or no? Yeah. Also, I don't have their opt in at that stage. And finally, if they are not in my market, that means I know very little about them also. How can I possibly create content that is relevant to them? I don't know anything about them, right? So, relevance is driven by how much you know about your customers, which ties into our topic of today. Okay, I'm going to request a 2-minute break while I disconnect and reconnect. If you get disconnected, please connect back in again. Okay, everyone clear on that? Yeah, okay. See you in 2 minutes, I hope.